Welcome, everyone, back to the True Blue Podcast. I am your host, Zachary Succardi. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Podcast True Blue. Thank you for joining me for Session 8. Really happy to be here. It's Wednesday night. It was a good day today. I worked, and I went and swam some laps. Pretty happy with my swimming. I'm kind of getting in stride with getting my sets down. I swam for like 40 minutes today, so it felt really good. And then I went and did some sauna. I always finish it with the sauna. Yeah, it was nice. I got to lay down. I usually lay down in that shit. Not all the time, though. I mean, I make room for people. I'm not a jerk or nothing, but I was in there by myself for probably 10 minutes, so it was pretty sweet. And then I had sushi. Some delicious sushi. I had salmon. I had shrimp, believe it or not. Some shrimp. And I had white tuna. I had nigiri, which is it's like the better rice and then the fish on top. Really delicious. Yeah, it was really good. And then I just got home and just did a couple things. Made my dog dinner. She can't eat sushi, poor her. So I made her dinner, and then I just got some things together for the podcast, and here I am. So I'm happy to be with you. Appreciate you rolling with me. Just a little recap since last time. So I got some time off from work to go to New Jersey. I have 2 trips planned now. My first one is in May, and I'll be going to New Jersey for about a week. My friends are getting married in Philadelphia, so I'll be going there, staying with a good homie of mine, so that's cool. And then I'll just, go back to Jersey and just chill with my mom and just hang out, see friends, and eat pizza, And then in August, I'm going back as well. Going to see Rage Against the Machine at Madison Square Garden. Shout out to my homie John, who got tickets. So that'll be really cool. I'm excited to see that. Rage Against the Machine, definitely one of my favorite bands from the 90s growing up. Their second album, Evil Empire, is probably the most listened to album at the gym when I'm working out. The drums on that album are just so good. Such energy behind them. And then really, really, provocative lyrics and content, lyrical content, and just the whole vibe. And I even love the album cover, the yellow with the kid with the Evil Empire logo and with the cape. It's really cool. Check it out. It's their second album. So yeah, they're gonna be playing at Madison Square Garden. Last time I was in New York, I saw Misfits there with my homie Ryan. Shout out to my homie Ryan and my homie Sean. It was great. So going to see Rage there should be a lot of fun. I was supposed to see Rage Against the Machine in 1999. They were going to tour with the Beasties, but one of the Beasties fucked up his ankle or some shit doing some BMXing or doing some biking or whatever the fuck, and they had to cancel that tour, which kind of sucks. That would have been great. I got to see Beasties one time in 1998 at Continental Airlines Arena, pretty much the Meadowlands in New Jersey. Anyway. So, in addition to Rage, I'm actually also going to go see Deftones. Fuck yeah, I've seen Deftones twice, actually. Once out here, and then 2 weeks later in Asbury Park, New Jersey. And I can't wait for both shows. I'm going with dear friends of mine for both of the shows here in Albuquerque and then in Asbury Park. And I love Deftones. I may have mentioned this before, but they're one of my, definitely one of my favorite bands, and they introduced me to the Smiths and Morrissey, who is my favorite. I should say they are my favorite bands. If you consider Morrissey a band, he's doing a solo thing. But anyway, yeah, so that'll be great. I cannot wait. And the whole self-care tie-in is having something to look forward to. It's so important to have something to look forward to. And this is on the grander scale because it's a vacation, but I mean, it literally could be time in the sauna. It could be, just chilling, reading a book, watching some Netflix, whatever the fuck it is. But for me, it's important to have something to look forward to and kind of keeping that mentality, no matter how small it is, and then doing, being able to, get my vacations going and stuff. So I can't wait. I'm going to go down the shore. I'm going to try to get some lakes, some water parks, just chill with friends and chill with my mom. My mom got lung cancer last year in September, or I should say diagnosed with stage 1 lung cancer. So that honestly put the exclamation point maybe on my visiting and spending time with her. I'm very close to my mom. She's fucking awesome. She's old school. She doesn't have a cell phone, so we just talk on the phone. But for someone who doesn't really talk a lot, my mom's pretty reserved. I've gotten her over the years really getting into conversation and talking. My mom, as much as she says that she's not much of a talker, she really is. So it's cool. I'm really excited. So anyway, that's part of the sort of the excitement too behind all these trips is I get to go chill with my mom and honestly do the mundane, fucking just watch like the news, which is kind of depressing, but it's also nostalgic because we're watching local news, which is like New York City and New Jersey, and I'm just chilling there with my mom watching TV and just going over to the stores, eating pizza, just like the normal shit. But it's just so important that we spend time with the ones that we love. It really is. That's the best part of being alive. Anyway, yeah, so I'm really excited about all that. So just to give you a little recap of kind of where my energy's at and where my head's at, it's booking these trips to New Jersey. All right, so for the self-care tip of the week, I wanted to talk about vitamins, specifically a multivitamin. I was going to go through my whole regimen of the vitamins I take. I take about like 7 or 8 vitamins, but I thought that'd be too long, too boring, too much of like a data dump. So I thought, let me start simple with a fucking multivitamin, which is sort of like, for me, the foundation, because it's a multivitamin, so there's multiple vitamins in one. And I actually had a poll on Twitter and Instagram, and most folks said that they do not take a multivitamin. I asked random people too. I asked co-workers and friends, even family and such. So most people don't, but those who do, I followed up with like, what do you take? And I asked a little bit about why. So I wanted to highlight some of the key things about a multivitamin. So obviously you want to get your vitamins mainly from your food, all the foods that you eat, a wide variety of food. So a multivitamin is going to sort of allow you to get all those vitamins as well as ones that you may be deficient of, which is really important. All of us are mainly, or I should say all of us have vitamin D deficiency. I mean, we can't fucking live in that fucking sun, stay out there all day. We'll fucking, we'll burn up. Well, I'll burn up, tell you what. But yeah, it's obviously not good for you. So taking that vitamin D is mucho importante. But anyway, back to the multivitamin. So ultimately, it's going to help with any deficiency. And in anything that it could even be caused by an illness. Some women who are pregnant, poor nutrition, even like digestive stuff. It could be across the board. Even skin, like skin health, sleep, everything. So one of the things is it's a really good foundation. It's a good place to start, even if you just get the store brand, whatever the fuck. Just to get them into your body, get used to taking something every day. You have to obviously, most of them take with food. So I have to make sure I eat a hearty enough breakfast and or dinner for me to be able to take them, because then you get stomach. It sucks ass if you take any vitamins without food. It'll fuck you up. No bueno, as they say. So yeah, just to highlight that, very kind of a simple self-care tip of the week is take a multivitamin. It's a great foundation. There's the fucking speaker again. It's a great foundation. I always point it out because I mean to turn that shit off, because I'm always jamming before I'm doing this shit. And then it goes boo, turns down, and that's cool. But anyway, yeah, back to this. It's a great foundation. It's, a great start just to help you, sort of have a healthier lifestyle, or, again, just start somewhere simple. I personally take the Mega Mans from GNC. I used to work at GNC, and the Mega Mans are really high with vitamin B's, and they have a pretty. Their vitamin value is pretty high. And I just, with checking out some of the other ones, honestly, again, just do any of them. Just Google it, look, the best multivitamins for men, for a woman, and then, check it out. But I personally take those. So just to share that with you, again, keeping it simple. Multivitamin, motherfuckers. Start with that shit. I'm telling you, you'll be thanking me. All right, so I decided to read some poems today from Leonard Cohen. Leonard Cohen is was, rest in peace, a folk singer from like the 60s, I believe. He was consistent, I think up until the year he even died. I think he died in like 2019, last year, or in 2018. But a great singer. He's from Montreal, and a great poet. I highlighted Jim Morrison's poetry earlier in one of my sessions, and that's sort of a similar vibe. He's a musician and he's a poet. Leonard Cohen is equally talented. His poetry, though, really strikes a chord with me, and is something that I'm excited to share. So I got this poetry book. It's a collection of his. It's called Stranger Music, Selected Poems and Songs. I got it when I was visiting Seattle. I was visiting my friend Tom. Shout out to my friend Tom. And so when I visited, I was there for like 2 weeks in 2007. So he had worked most of the time during the week, so I had all day to just kind of wander. So I remember going into this bookstore. I guess I have the bookmark, the Left Bank Books on Pike Street in Seattle. I remember going in there, listening to my DJ Shadow CD. Okay, we're talking 2007. CD, yeah, that's fucking crazy. Anyway, and I remember them, or I should say whoever was working there, telling me to turn it down because they could hear it. And it's DJ Shadow. I was probably listening to Introducing, which is real chill. So anyway, I turned it down, and I purchased this book. So I'm going to read 3 of the poems out of this book, 3 that I really enjoy, and I'm really happy to share with you guys. All right, let's start here. Yeah, hear the page flipping? It's my signature, page flipping. All right, let's see this shit here. 185er. All right, cool. So the name of this poem is called I'd Like to Read. I'd like to read one of the poems that drove me into poetry. I can't remember one line or where to look. The same thing happened with money, girls, and late evenings of talk. Where are the poems that led me away from everything I loved? To stand here, naked, with the thought of finding thee. Really dig this. Really great words. Alright, so the second one, 158. This one is called The Only Poem. This is the only poem I can read. I am the excuse me, let me start over. The only poem. Take 2. This is the only poem I can read. I am the only one can write it. I didn't kill myself when things went wrong. I didn't turn to drugs or teaching. I tried to sleep, but when I couldn't sleep, I learned to write. I learned to write what might be read on nights like this by one like me. Really fun wordplay there, and very relatable, which is, just really kind of a fun one. The only poem. Check that out. All right, so the last one, 222. You hear those pages turning. All right, cool. So this is probably my favorite. It's called The Cafe. The beauty of my table, the cracked marble top, a brown-haired girl 10 tables away. Come with me, I want to talk. I've taken a drug that makes me want to talk. So what I really love about this one in particular, it's called The Cafe, so right away it sets the, it gives you the setting. It says, the beauty of my table, the cracked marble top, a brown-haired girl 10 tables away. Love that. I don't know what it is, but I'm into brown-haired women my whole life. I don't think there's been, well, let me think. No, there have been different colored hair. There've been some redheads, believe it or not, and some blondes. But overall, brown-haired. So this one, I don't know, kind of have like a connection with that specifically. And just, he says, a brown-haired girl 10 tables away. I know I've been in cafes before with beautiful brown-haired women in there. I know it. I mean, shit, just over the years, and going places by myself, meeting friends, whatever the case. And he says, come with me, I want to talk. I've taken a drug that makes me want to talk. That's real cool, because it's like, honestly, if you've had anything from booze to marijuana, and I'm sure other drugs out there, usually you want to talk. Usually you have something to say, something to express. So that he's sort of so bluntly saying, I've taken a drug that makes me want to talk. It's so cool. Like, it seems like he's approaching this with confidence and with a carefree spirit. Just a really beautiful poem. It's called The Cafe by Leonard Cohen. All right. So, hey, we're almost done. Just want to say thanks again for rolling with me. I'm feeling really good. I smoked a little Blue Dream before. So for those of you who do smoke marijuana, Blue Dream is my preferred strain. I would strongly suggest it. It's always been consistent. And for those of you who maybe live somewhere where you can get legal cannabis, I strongly suggest checking out Blue Dream. It's a really nice high. It's again, probably one of my favorite strains. All right, so on to the song of the week. This song is a song by Pastor T.L. Barrett and the Youth for Christ Choir. The song is called Like a Ship. It's off the album Like a Ship Without a Sail. This is a gospel soul song. It is very powerful, very touching, with uplifting lyrics. It has a very strong presence with the piano, and even stronger with the tambourine. They must have given every kid in that choir a tambourine, because it's super loud, but great harmonies. And I love the whole choir gospel soul sound. It's not it's done so well in this song. Sometimes it's a little much for me in other gospel music, but this is just right. It kind of reminds me of Gorillaz. They have, at the end of the Demon Days album, they have two songs that go into each other. The one song is Don't Get Lost in Heaven, and then the second one is Demon Days, the song. And they also have a choir in that. This one is a children's choir, but it just mixes so well with Pastor T.J. Barrett singing. And what's really cool about this song, I mean, it's probably very religious involved with, just with the pastor, Youth of Christ Choir. It's a gospel soul. However, it's not like preachy or just, the beautiful thing about it is you can interpret this in so many ways and have it apply to so many things that have feeling behind it. It doesn't have to be religion. It's really, honestly, for me, more of a spiritual song. I just love it. It's I honestly forgot where I heard it. I definitely heard it through Spotify, probably on like a playlist. Past like couple months, I've been more open to listening to new music, different playlists, things like that. So this had come up, and I don't know, just right away after like the first minute of it, I was like, wow, this is such a great song. So I'm so happy to share this. Please check this song out. It's called Like a Ship. It's by Pastor T.L. Barrett and the Youth for Christ Choir. All right, everyone, that's it. That's it for session 8. Just want to thank all my friends, co-workers, and everyone just for checking this out. I'm really happy just to keep doing this. That's sort of my whole process behind it, is just to keep doing it and get better and just enjoy it more and, try different things. So we're in February, and it's going to be, it's a long year, but it's also not. So I'll be excited to see how this podcast develops this year, and just to see where I can take it, and just keeping the whole self-care and music and poetry and the things that I do for my self-care. Just make that the important thing here. And I really hope the things that I am sharing about the things I enjoy or I do for myself, that you can either relate to or think of your own sort of process on what you do for yourself to enjoy life, have a quality life, and just have a smile on your face and surround yourself with good shit. All right, so that's my speech. You guys, thanks again for chilling with me. My name is Zachary. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at PodcastTrueBlue. Thanks again for joining me. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.